Shalom, shalom. Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. Much peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity of heart. Shalom. This is the brother Batak back again through the Spirit with another lesson. The Lord willing, this lesson be edifying. The title of this lesson is going to be "The Mighty Men of Babylon don't want to fight." I gotta look at the scripture to see exactly what it says, but I'm gonna entitle it that, something along those lines. The mighty men of Babylon are forborn to fight, something like that. I believe that's what the scripture says. So that's whatever it is, I'm gonna entitle it that, because you can see the draft age has reached the 42 years old. It says as of March 2026, which is this year, March, it says the U.S. Army has officially raised its maximum enlistment age to 42, effective April 20th, 2026. This policy change expands the recruitment pool during the ongoing conflict with Iran and aligns the Army with the Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard, which already have a maximum age of 42 or 41. Here are the key details regarding the enlistment age increase and draft. Army age increase. The maximum age for enlistment in the Army, the active Army, Army National Guard, or Army Reserve is now 42, up from 35. Enlistment versus draft. This change applies to volunteers enlisted in the Army, not to the military draft. It says draft age limit. The draft, which is not currently active, is managed by the Selective Service System. Federal law currently requires males to register for the draft between the ages of 18 and 26. There are no current laws expanding the draft age to 42. So, as you can see, Esau is real worried about having more bodies for these wars that they want to do. And patriotism is at an all-time low. People not patriotic anymore. People not believing in the Babylon anymore. And really they don't really want to go. They don't want to go fight. They don't want to fight for. They don't want to go over there and die for the tiny tops, man. So the scripture says the mighty men of Babylon Let's see. Here it is. Jeremiah chapter 51. I'm going to start at verse 28. It says, prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes. The Medes are talking about the Russians of today, because they're the ones that are living in that region, the region of the Medes. It says, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And all the land shall tremble, and sorrow, for every purpose of Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. See? So this next war, which is going to be World War III, is going to be fought. And a lot of people are going to die as a result of it, because it's not going to be fought traditionally. How the old wars was ultimately fought. World War I, World War II. World War III is going to be totally different. It's going to be fought. It's going to be a little bit more advanced type of war. And you see that going on right now in America. You see that going on right now in the Middle East. It's fought with missiles and things like that. Like the scripture says in Isaiah chapter, let's get it real quick, Isaiah 9 and 5. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. See, this war is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. It's called modern warfare. So Jeremiah 51 in verse 30, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They don't want to fight. They don't want to go to war. They don't believe in this country anymore. That just shows you how fast this place is falling. America has fallen from its glory days, man, and it will not return. This place is only going to get worse and worse. The NLT says her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks, their courage gone. They have become like women. The invaders have burned the houses and broken down the city gates. So ultimately, there's not going to be enough bodies for this war. So they're going to have to draft a lot of Israelites, a lot of people. Sorry, mainly you tribes, man. You know. So World War III, ultimately, they're going to bring that draft back, man, because they are low in recruitment. See. And that's been going on for a while. Let's see. Low military recruitment. It says the U.S. military recruitment has faced significant long-term shortfalls, marking some of the fewest numbers in 50 years. While some branches show a rebound in 2026 to 2025, challenges persist due to shrinking eligible pool. 77% are ineligible without waivers. Low interest. Nobody cares. Nobody really wants to go and fight these wars, man. It says a strong labor market and reduced familiarity with military life, U.S. Department of War. See? Declining interest in propensity. It says the youth interest in serving has dropped significantly, with only 9% of civilians aged 16 to 24 planning to join, a 15-year low. See? The mighty men of Babylon are forbear to fight. Nobody wants to go into the military, man. Nobody wants to do that. So it's having an effect upon America, and that's to the point where when this war kicks off, they're going to need more bodies to be sent over there to the Western Asia to get into that meat grinder, man. They're going to be sent off to that meat grinder. Sent over there just like in Nam, sent over there to die, to fight their wars. See? It behooves you. It's in your best interest to not join that shit, man. It's in your best interest not to join the military, man. Because if you join the military, you literally signing your death certificate. You're gonna fight in this war, and you're gonna be a casualty, man. Because you're getting shipped over there to die. A lot of those people that's going over there, they're not coming back, man. You're not coming back. Jeremiah 51 in verse 30, it says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might has failed. They don't have no strength. It says they have become as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. So the mighty men of Babylon they don't want to fight, man. And it's a prophecy that a lot of people are gonna get sent over there to Western Asia to fight in these wars, and they're not going to return. If you read the book of 2nd Esdras, it tells you clearly. Let's go to get it. Let me get it real quick. Just bear with me. It's not gonna be no men left. This is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter. Actually, you know what? Let me see something. I think I got New Testament. Yeah. 2nd Esdras chapter 10. Let me see, 16. G&T starting at verse 33. All right, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verses starting at verse 33. It says, young women will be mourning because, this is in the G&T version, by the way, if I haven't said it already, mourning because there is no one to marry them. Wives will be mourning because they have lost their husbands. Daughters will be in mourning because there is no one to help them. All the young men were killed in the war, and all the married men will die in the famine. See? So all of the young men were killed in the war. You see, the ages between 18 to 26. Those are the enlistment age. Those are the draft ages, man. So if a draft comes into play, all men between those ages have to go into the army, go into the military, go over there to that meat grinder. See? So we are definitely living in that time, man, that America has a low interest in military. They have a military industrial complex, but the people, the men, are not willing to go over there to the Western Asia to die in this war. And that'll be the smart thing to do, man. Don't go into this war because you signing your death certificate, man. Because we know ultimately what the prophecy says. That's why we telling you don't go. We know what prophecy says. America's gonna lose. You're fighting a losing war. If you go over there, you go to the army, and you want to fight, I want to fight for this country, you're going to die. Because that's exactly what the Most High has proclaimed for Babylon, to be destroyed. The mighty men of Babylon are going to be destroyed. Your most excellent warriors, mighty men. See, I know there's some more scriptures on the mighty man of Babylon. I just gotta find it. I think there's one in Isaiah, if I'm not mistaken. Because the spoilers has come up her even unto Babylon, and her mighty men are taken, everyone, and the bows are broken. Jeremiah 51 and 56, it says, because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken. Every one of their bows is broken, for Yahweh power of the recompenses shall surely requite. And I will make drunk her princes and her wise men, her captains, and her rulers and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep and not awake, said the King, whose name is Yahweh of hosts. So that don't sound well, man. The Most High is telling you the judgment that he's going to bring down upon Babylon, the mighty men of war. You see, the Lord is going to put a lot of people to death, man. Isaiah 19. Trust me, you don't want to go fight in this war, man. Let's see, rumors of wars. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So this is what Verse 8, all these things are the beginning of sorrow. See? So there's going to be wars going on, man. We're living in that time now. We're at the end. You know, America currently, I just seen an article that Iraq is supposedly joining the war now. Let me see. Did I see that? Where? Iraq joining Iran. This is I just seen an article. A brother had shared it on YouTube. Well, I can't find nothing on it that Iraq has joined. Can't find that article that the brother had posted. Hold on. Did Iraq join the war with Iran? It says yes. Iraq is heavily involved in the current expanding regional war involving Iran, the U.S., and Israel as of March 2026. Pro-Iran militias within Iraq are attacking U.S. assets. So yeah, Iraq is joining the war with the U.S. It says, did Iraq join the war with Iran? It says, yes, Iraq is heavily involved in the current expanding regional war involving Iran, the U.S., and Israel as of March 2026. Pro-Iran militias within Iraq are attacking U.S. assets, turning the country into a central, volatile, and exposed front. The Iraqi government is struggling to control these groups while facing retaliatory strikes. So things are getting out of hand, man. Things are getting out of hand. But that's what we want. That's what we need, man. We need things to get out of hand. Because according to prophecy, these things must happen before the end comes, man. You know, and the end is making itself known. Second Esdras. Let me go back here. Second Esdras chapter. Can you change the chapter? Okay, hold on. Gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Second Esdras chapter 9, verse 1, it says, he answered, consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come. Damn it, I'm sorry. When the God Most High, the Most High Power, will bring judgment on the world He has created. See, so we're seeing that the signs have shown themselves. So that lets you know that we are living in that time right now. It says, these words are close together. It's kind of, it says, there will be earthquakes and national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers who, when you see these things happening, you know that they are what the Most High Power has spoken about since the beginning of creation. The beginning and the end of everything that happens in this world are clear. The same is true in the world above. Wonders and miracles show the beginning of events, and mighty signs show when they end. See? So, it's 2nd Esdras 9, verses 1 through 6 in the GNT. So we're literally living in a time where the Lord spoke by the mouth of his prophets thousands of years ago now. You know, and things like this is, you know, when it comes to military men not wanting to fight in the war, not wanting to go to war, that prophecy is being fulfilled now. Because that's one of the reasons why America is going to be destroyed. The Lord is causing the mightiest, strongest military in the world to be weak. You claim you have the strongest military in the world, but guess what? You're looking very weak right now. especially when it comes to Iran. Iran is embarrassing you, embarrassing your missile defense systems, and just embarrassing you, man. So I just wanted to do this quick lesson, man. Something I've been on my spirit. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. Jeremiah 51 in verse 30 in NLT says, her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks. Their courage is gone. They have become like women. And who did this? The Lord did this to you. The Lord did this to you, Esau. You can't figure out why your military is not getting the numbers that you're supposed to. The Most High Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua is fulfilling prophecy on you, man. He said he was going to do this to Babylon. Your mighty men don't want to fight. This is the Lord's doing. It says they have become like women. The invaders have become, the invaders have burned the houses and broken down the city gates. So, the mighty men of Babylon, your toughest soldiers, they don't want to go to war, man. They don't want to go to full war for the small hats, the tiny tops, because as soon as you take your ass over there, man, you're not coming back alive. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who ruled us as well. Shalom.